we are going to explain about the new program which was launched recently by the School of Agriculture. The program is about organic farming, and the title of the program is Certificate in Organic Farming. Myself, Dr. S.K. Yadav, Reader, School of Agriculture, and my colleague Dr. P. Vesam Gauri, who is working as advisor in Agriculture Processed Food and Export Development Authority (APIDA). She will also enlighten about the development or the prospect of organic farming in the country as well as in the world. So what we will do is we will explain you little bit about our program, and then that will follow with the presentation by Dr. Gauri about the organic farming, what is the certification norms, what are the standards of organic farming. So the organic farming which was developed by, or the program which was developed by the School of Agriculture, was completely funded by the APIDA, Ministry of Commerce, and it was launched on 15th February 2008 by Honorable Sri Jairam Ramesh, Minister of State Commerce, Union Minister, Government of India. And the program aims to build the human resources in different areas of organic farming. The objective of program follows to impart knowledge and proficiency in the organic production practices, certification process, as well as in the marketing of the organically produced food. The second objective of this program is to promote self-employment in various aspects of the organic farming. These two aspects have been kept for this program. And now I would request my colleague Dr. Gauri to explain about the organic farming and certification norms of the organic farming. So Dr. Gauri, please first introduce yourself and let our audience understand about the APIDA's work also little bit, and then kindly explain the organic farming.
Thank you, Dr. Yadav. I am Dr. Gauri, and I deal with organic farming policies and the implementation of the National Organic Program, which is being carried out by Agriculture Processed Food Export Development Authority, which comes under the Ministry of Commerce. APIDA is responsible for the export of organic products and the implementation of its the entire program. You must have heard about organic farming, and you must be knowing that why organic farming is now become the very important aspect in our everyday life. And I would like to first introduce you to why organic farming and what makes us to convert back into our the old traditional methods which have been used, and now we are coming back to it. So you must have heard, you must be reading in newspapers about these products which are very much in the shelves of some of the markets, but this is a very niche market, and how it is picking up very well in our country. Why organic farming? What is organic farming and why it is required? Well, organic farming in Hindi, it is known as Jaivik Kheti. Organic means, it gives a very different terminology for you, because it is organic means we think about it's as if it is chemically used or something like that, because the organic term gives a different view, but it is not that. Organic farming is a method of agriculture in which no external inputs are used in cultivation. That is, no chemical fertilizers and pesticides are used in the production of the crop. This is organic farming. Why we should go back to this method? You all know, in the Green Revolution, these chemical fertilizers and pesticides have been introduced, and there was an increase in the productivity of our food grains. Then why should we go for organic farming? Number one is, it is less expensive, and socially and economically it is superior. Why? Because it is socially, it helps in the upliftment of our poor farmers. Third is, it is environmentally friendly. Why? Because we are not using any chemical fertilizers and pesticides which have saturated the soil, which has polluted our environment, which has polluted our water reservoirs. So that is why it is environmentally friendly, and this helps to prevent pollution. Second, it enriches the soil and the local ecology. The natural biodiversity is preserved. That is why it helps in maintaining the local ecology, and it produces cleaner and healthier food. The food which is produced, the crop which is produced, the food ultimately which we eat, it doesn't contain any chemicals in it, no residues are there. Because of these 5 important aspects, organic farming has become very important in our present day life. Well, now we will and the seeds which are used, generally now the hybrid seeds are used, and these seeds have to be used by the farmer. He has to buy every year for cultivation. The seeds which the native seeds which are being used they are more vital. That means it can give it can produce the next year also. The farmer can preserve the seeds. So seeds the organic seeds have more vitality. No pollution of air, as I told you, optimizes yield and quality. Optimizes the yield will increase, and then the quality of the produce is there. Longer shelf life. It has been proved that organic products which have a longer shelf life, especially the vegetables and fruits, they have a longer shelf life, and of course better health to our consumers. Those who eat it, they will be healthier. Shortcomings of a green revolution. We all know in the 50s the chemicals were introduced to increase the yield of our crop. Of course it has helped us. You can see this picture. It gave suitable conditions. Many inputs were introduced to include the nitrogen, phosphorus and potash contents in the soil to have more nutrient contents given to the crop, so to enhance the yield. The success was there, of course, and then the farmer started using it, the yield has increased, and finally what happened? Because of indiscriminate use, the farmer doesn't know, he keeps on increasing the use of these chemicals, as a result of which the soil becomes saturated. Why? And the microorganisms inside the soil, they are dead now. So the farmer doesn't know about it, he keeps on feeding the plant with the chemicals, and then as a result there is a residue in the crop, and those crops when we eat, we are having a residue problem, as a result of which different types of diseases are coming up, and you can hear so many new types of diseases which we are facing with. Chemical pesticides are really poison. You can see harmful soil microorganisms, they are dead. The pesticides are being used. You can see this, how it is happening. There's a residue in the produce, the banana which is being sprayed now. You can see, you can visualize the picture in which lot of pesticides are given to the banana plant. As a result, there is a residue in the bananas. The contamination of drinking water is there because the underground water is being contaminated. The people who eat have been affected with poisoning, as a result of which what is happening, accumulation of various heavy metals and various chemicals are there in our body, and people are falling sick. So what is the approach for organic farming? Approach is that a first aspect is the nutrient management. The farmer has to manage the nutrient requirement of the plants, improve the health of the soil, improve the soil fertility by natural means, not giving chemical fertilizers, but by natural means. I will later let you know how they do go about it. Balance plant nutrition through recycling of organic matter and locally available sources of nutrients. The farmer need not buy anything from outside. He has to develop, he has to prepare, he has to make the plant nutrients within the farm itself. Agro-ecosystem approach, cover crops are used, crop rotations are used, and intercropping. This helps. These are the various methods by which the nutrient management is being practiced by the farmers. Pest management. Of course, pests are not enemies. Pests are actually, they are friendly, but we have to balance the pests. So preventive measures by biological pest controls are being are practiced in organic farming. And about that, animal behavior. Animals also play a very important role in organic farming. There are to be some cattle, there are to be some farm animals in the farm, and their behavior, their the output which they give are taken care in this organic farming. Treatment of the farm animals by organic fodder and the water which we give them are also to be taken care that they are not being polluted by any other chemical means. So it is a holistic approach. Organic farming is a holistic approach, and there are various methods by which it can sustain its production. Organic farming, of course, is not new to us, because our great grandfathers, they used to practice organic farming because they never used any chemicals, and so organic farming is a traditional method. But of course, nowadays it has been developed in a scientific manner, so that there is a balance of feed to the plant in the form of nutrients, and every recipe is being developed to take care of the plant nutrient and as nutrition, as well as for the pest control for the production. So you can see the holistic approach here. A typical farm, when you go to a typical organic farm, you will find that everything, every part of the system of farming you will find in one farm. And you will also find, if there are some spiders and other natural plants or enemies are there, weeds are there, this shows it is a typical organic farm, because all the natural biodiversity is being preserved. Here you can see this picture, that spraying, instead of spraying pesticide, neem sprays are formulations are used, and the lady farmer is making some compost and feeding and giving it to the crop. You can see the composting method and how the compost is being given to the crop, and again you can see how the animals are being reared in the farm. So this is the organic farming is a very holistic approach. Organic farming actually is based on 4 principles. Principles of ecology. As I told you, we have to preserve our environment. So organic farming principle is number 1 is that we have to preserve our environment, because of after the green revolution and because of more of industrialization, what is happening, there is a lot of pollution in the atmosphere, as a result of which many plants and animals have become endangered. So first principle of organic farming is principle of ecology. Second is principle of care, because all those animals who are involved into organic farming, we have to take care of them. We can't kill any animal which God has created. So we have to take care of the animals, the biodiversity which is there in our system. Principle of health, because the farmers who are into the farm, who are using chemical pesticides and fertilizers, they are being very badly affected. Especially in the lungs, there are different types of diseases are cropping up. So it helps in taking care of the health of the farmer. Principle of fairness, that means organic farming is also takes care of a fair trade. Fair trade means the farmer gets the returns of the farmer is good and the trade is fair. So based on these 4 principles, the organic farming movement has been initiated. Organic farming movement has been initiated in 90s. It has been initiated first abroad, even though we in India, organic farming is still prevailing, and this movement has been led by an organization, an NGO known as IFOM. IFOM is International Federation for Organic Agriculture Movements. It is an umbrella organization in the world, and they are promoting organic farming worldwide. So they are promoting organic farming on 4 principles, and these are the basic principles on which we follow organic farming.
Madam, just I want to have a clarification for my audience. Does this IFOM also give some incentive or some kind of support to Indian farmers?
No, it is an umbrella organization. IFOM is leading the movement. It is creating an awareness about organic farming worldwide, the importance of organic farming.
No, is there any support from this organization to our Indian farmer or any other?
No. It's
Achha.
not. It's only the support they give is
In terms of?
In terms of knowledge,
Achha.
in terms of training,
Training.
in terms of awareness creation, and now we will go into detail about the practical aspects. How does the nutrient management is being carried out while going for organic cultivation? Improve and maintain the natural landscape and agro ecosystem. The landscape is also taken care in organic farming and agro ecosystem. Avoid over exploitation and pollution of natural resources. We have so many natural reservoirs. So these natural reservoirs are being exploited by conventional method, by the modern methods. So here in organic farming, it avoids over exploitation and pollution of natural resources, minimize consumption of non-renewable energy and resources. So by these means, the nutrient management is taken care of by an organic farmer who practices these methods. Produce sufficient quantities of nutritious, wholesome and high quality produce. Provide adequate returns within a safe, secure and healthy working atmosphere. He gets adequate returns. He gives us good food, he gets an adequate returns, and he protects the environment and the atmosphere. Acknowledges indigenous knowledge and traditional farming. Organic farming is being, because as I told you earlier, organic farming is nothing new to us. Still in some parts of our country, organic farming is still being practiced, because in those remote areas, especially the rain-fed areas, you can see in the northeast areas and some parts of Chhattisgarh and some parts of Madhya Pradesh, still the tribals, they don't use any chemicals. They are still following the old traditional methods. So indigenous knowledge is still there, but it has to be adopted in organic farming. So there is a myth saying that organic farming is not using any chemicals. Yes, we do not use any chemicals. Chemicals cannot be used, but at the same time you have to manage the system. A holistic approach has to be followed, and a good management system is to be followed, and then the farmer can sustain the cultivation or production. The second thing is, the second principal part of it, maintain and increase the long-term fertility of the soil. The fertility, because as I told you, you have to give the nutrients in a different form to the plant, and as a result, the soil microorganisms which are there, which are the scavengers of our system, of the soil, so they recycle the nutrients. So if more nutrients groups are in the soil, more decay will be there and more nutrient will go to the plant. So enhance biological cycles within the farm, especially nutrient cycles. As I told you, many predators and other birds and other things are there in the atmosphere, which are made for each other, which help each other in preserving the atmosphere. So enhance biological activities, biological cycles within the farm, especially the nutrient cycles. Provide nitrogen supply. You may be surprised that without using NPK, without using DAP, without using any chemical fertilizer, how can a plant get nitrogen, which is a very, very important essential for the plant. They provide, by organic methods, it provides nitrogen supply by intensive use of nitrogen fixing plants. Well friends, you know that the pulses, they play a very important role in nitrogen fixing. These are known as leguminous plants. Not all pulses are leguminous, but all leguminous plants are not pulses. So these leguminous plants, it is a category of plants, the family is known as Leguminaceae. All plants which come under this family, they have an exception of having some nodules in the roots, and these roots, what they help in trapping the natural nitrogen.
That environmental nitrogen.
This elemental nitrogen from the atmosphere, and then they convert it into the the usable form to the plant. So that is why this is one of the important factor, or you can say one of the important thing which is involved in organic farming, plant management, nutrient management. Biological plant protection based on prevention instead of curing. Instead of putting more of chemicals into the plant, it's better to use a prevention. If there is a pest during a particular season, when it is a humid condition, some pests they come, and instead of killing the pest, by killing a pest means the balance of biodiversity is being disturbed. So we use the predators, which are predators is this pest. So that is how the balance can be maintained. So prevention is curing is a principle. Diversity of crop varieties and animal species appropriate to the needs of the animal. So this is also a management technique. Different crop, you should not practice monocropping. Monocropping helps, it drills out the nutrients from the soil. If you keep on cultivating a similar crop in the farm, then all the nutrients will be used by the crop. That is why diversity of crop varieties. If a crop is there, a rice crop is being planted by the farmer, the next crop should be a leguminous plant. Whatever nutrients has been drilled out by by rice will be supplemented by the nitrogenous, by the pulses crop, because it traps the nitrogen from the atmosphere. Animal husbandry appropriate to the needs of the animals. The animals are also to be reared as per the requirement, because the cows are very important in organic farming, because from the cows we get the cow dung, which is used in manures. So animal husbandry and other animals which are essential in the farm, appropriate, which is required for rearing the plants, are to be maintained. So these are the practical principles which are being practiced. Ban on chemicals. You can't use even a little amount of chemicals in organic farming, especially the pesticides which are there in the market, which the farmer is now very well aware of. So slowly he has to change his mind not to use these chemicals. Phytohormones, which enhances the growth of the plant. So many phytohormones are also now commercially available to increase the crop. And growth regulators. These are the three things. These three categories of inputs are inhibited, are prohibited, or banned in organic farming. Prohibition of GMOs. Friends, you must be aware of, there is a new variety of seeds, new varieties of crops which are coming up, known as genetically modified organisms. These are the organisms which are used scientifically to induce, by genetic manipulation, to introduce into the plant, which helps the plant in resisting to the pests. So this is prohibited in organic farming, because we are manipulating with the nature. So prohibition is there in organic, GMOs are prohibited in organic farming. And so you must be knowing that cotton seeds which have been commercialized, nowadays known as BT cotton. BT cotton is not allowed in organic farming. The farmer who practices cotton or organic farming cannot use BT seeds which is available. So he has to produce his own seeds in the farm for use. Ban on harmful processing aids and ingredients in food processing. As I told you, it is a holistic approach. Even the processing, after the crop is produced, it will go for post-harvesting, and then it will go for processing. And this entire chain has to follow certain standards, and in that standards, the processing aids or the ingredients which are harmful, which are chemicals, cannot be used in organic processing. Grow different crops. मैं हिंदी में भी बताऊंगी ताकि लोग समझें. डिफरेंट क्रॉप्स को ग्रो करने की हम लोग की एज पर द ऑर्गेनिक प्रिंसिपल कहते हैं कि एक ही टाइप ऑफ क्रॉप को ग्रो नहीं करना चाहिए, डिफरेंट क्रॉप्स को ग्रो करना चाहिए. जैसे मैंने बोला मिक्स्ड क्रॉपिंग एंड क्रॉप रोटेशन. मिक्स्ड क्रॉपिंग मीन्स 2-3 वेराइटीज़ ऑफ क्रॉप को एक ही वे में ग्रो कर सकते हैं फार्म पे, या क्रॉप रोटेशन कर सकते हैं. जैसे मैंने कहा है कि मेन क्रॉप अगर राइस है तो उसको रोटेट करते हैं लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट से, इस तरह से. सो ग्रो डिफरेंट क्रॉप्स बिकॉज उसको डाइवर्सिटी करने के लिए, इकोलॉजिकल बैलेंस को करने के लिए डिफरेंट मेथड्स है जो कि मैं बता रही हूँ, एक एक मेथड। ऑफकोर्स जब कोर्स स्टार्ट होगा हम लोग डिटेल में बताएंगे कैसे करना चाहिए, मतलब क्या एस्पेक्ट्स है कल्टीवेशन में, इसके लिए मैं हाईलाइट कर रही हूँ। वैसे मैं डिटेल में नहीं जा रही हूँ, अभी आपको सिर्फ बता रही हूँ कि क्या क्या चीज़ होता है ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग में, क्योंकि अभी तक लोग कहते हैं कि ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग मतलब कि केमिकल्स यूज़ नहीं किया जाता है और फार्मिंग होती है, और ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग करने से प्रोडक्शन कम हो जाती है, यही ज़्यादा बोलते हैं लोग, क्योंकि इसी भावना में रहते हैं कि कोई केमिकल्स यूज़ नहीं होता। हाँ, केमिकल्स यूज़ नहीं होता है और उसको मैनेज करना पड़ता है। यू हैव टू डिज़ाइन द फार्म, यू हैव टू हैव एन होलिस्टिक अप्रोच। उसी से क्या होता है कि क्रॉप की जो है प्रोडक्शन ज़्यादा होती है, यील्ड ज़्यादा होती है, और हमारी जो एनवायरनमेंट है उसकी भी हम लोग देखभाल करते हैं। तो पहले मैंने बताया था जैसे कि मिक्स्ड क्रॉपिंग होनी चाहिए। अब दूसरा मैं कह रही हूँ कि फार्म एनिमल्स इंटीग्रेटेड फार्मिंग। इंटीग्रेटेड फार्मिंग मीन्स डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ एनिमल्स की भी ज़रूरत होती है, जैसे कि मुर्गा होता है, काऊ होती है, बफलो होता है, व्हाटएवर इट इज़, व्हाटएवर द फार्मर कैन एफोर्ड, वो सबको भी हम लोग इंटीग्रेट करते हैं। एवरी क्रीचर इन ऑन द अर्थ इज़ यूजफुल बिकॉज गॉड हैज़ मेड दैम। इसीलिए इंटीग्रेटेड फार्मिंग में कहते हैं कि एनिमल्स और प्लांट क्रॉप जब करते हैं तो एनिमल्स भी उसकी एक पार्ट है, दैट इज़ नोन एज इंटीग्रेटेड फार्मिंग। प्रोमोट एंड एनकरेज द प्रेजेंस ऑफ इंसेक्ट, जैसे मैंने कहा है इंसेक्ट्स को, स्पाइडर्स, बर्ड्स, फ्रॉग्स जो उसको मेढक एक्सेट्रा, इसलिए हम लोग उसको एनकरेज करते हैं। नहीं कि वो अगर दिखता है फार्म में तो फार्मर कोई केमिकल पॉइजन यूज़ करके उसको हटाने के लिए नहीं करना चाहिए। जो नेचुरल है उसको वैसे के वैसे उसको मेंटेन करना चाहिए फार्म में। प्रोमोट डाइवर्सिटी इन सॉइल लाइफ, जैसे माइक्रोब्स होते हैं, बहुत छोटे छोटे माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो होते हैं हमारे सॉइल में होती हैं, जो माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स को भी हमको टेक केयर करना है। अर्थवर्म्स, आपको पता है केचुआ कहते हैं उसको, वो भी सॉइल में होता है। एल्गी को हिंदी में कहते हैं
सवाल बोलते हैं
सवाल। और फंगस जो कहते हैं, फंगस भी हर फंगस हार्मकार नहीं होता है, हर फंगस, कुछ फंगस जो होते हैं वो यूज़फुल फंगस होते हैं। तो ये सब जो है ये सब हमारी सॉइल में होते हैं, एंड इस फंगस को हमको मेंटेन, जो बैलेंस है ये वी हैव टू मेंटेन उसको ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग में। ये सब चीज़ के ऊपर हम ध्यान देते हैं इन ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग। इंटीग्रेटिंग एनिमल्स इन द फार्म, देखिए हर काऊ है, काऊ से दूध निकलता है, दूध से भी यूज़फुल है। उसी तरह काऊ डंग है, काऊ डंग से मैन्यूर बनता है। एनिमल्स को आप इसमें छोड़ देते हैं फार्म में तो वीड पर्पस के लिए, वीडिंग के लिए भी हेल्प होती है। इसी तरह सभी whatever is there in the natural way in the farm will be maintained in organic farming. Nothing is disturbed except that you plan, you design, you manage the system, as a result of which you get a very good output, a clean food which is healthier to us. Recycling of nutrient instead of external inputs, बाहर से कुछ खरीदेगा नहीं, कोई खरीदने की जरूरत नहीं है फार्मर को, हर चीज़ फार्म के अंदर ही बनाता है, इसीलिए उसको कहते हैं रिसाइकलिंग। रिसाइकलिंग मीन्स जो भी प्लांट है आफ्टर इट डाइज इट गोज बैक to the soil. Even in human beings, after we die, it goes back to the soil. In the same way, recycling of nutrients is the main criteria for the nutrient management, because we don't use any external chemicals. Composting and mulching. Compost मतलब जो भी आउटपुट, जो आउटपुट निकलने के बाद जो भी बैलेंस, जो एंड प्रोडक्ट बचती है, जिसको हम लोग फेंक देते हैं, उससे हम मेन्यूर बना सकते हैं। डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ मेन्यूर्स बनते हैं, वो आपको डिटेल में बाद में बताएंगे। और डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ मेन्यूर, वो कंपोस्ट बनता है। कंपोस्ट अगर फार्म को, अगर प्लांट को देते हैं, जो नेचुरल न्यूट्रिएंट्स उसकी जो रिक्वायरमेंट है वो जो है सफाइस होता है उससे। मल्चिंग, मल्चिंग मतलब कवर क्रॉप्स डालते हैं फॉर टू द क्रॉप, ताकि ड्राइनेस ना हो, एंड देन सपोज देयर इज अ वाटर स्केर्सिटी in some areas, in those areas mulching is generally preferred or practiced. Efficient use of animal manures, जितने भी animals manures हैं, जो भी animals in the farm है, उनके जो end product, उनके जो excreta है, that also is being used in preparing the manures. use nitrogen fixing plant as I told you earlier, such as leguminous plants, produce seeds and planting material on the farm. जो भी सीड्स हम यूज़ करते हैं, जो भी सीड्स फार्मर यूज़ करते हैं, वो बाहर से नहीं खरीद के फार्म में ही बनाते हैं, बिकॉज जितनी भी सीड्स बाहर जो कमर्शियली अवेलेबल है उस सीड्स में केमिकली ट्रीटेड होता है, इसीलिए हम लोग प्रिफर करते हैं प्लांटिंग मटेरियल फार्म में बनाने के लिए. अगर प्लांटिंग मटेरियल अवेलेबल नहीं है, अनट्रीटेड सीड को यूज़ कर सकते हैं फार्मर, बट इट बिकम्स ऑर्गेनिक आफ्टर a cycle or 1 cycle or 2 cycles, it depends. Produce botanical pesticide, क्योंकि हम पेस्टिसाइड इस्तेमाल नहीं करते हैं, पेस्टिसाइड्स आर प्रोहिबिटेड इन ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, इसलिए जितना भी लोकली अवेलेबल प्लांट्स हैं उस प्लांट्स के एक्सट्रैक्ट्स बना के अगर हम अप्लाई करें प्लांट्स को, तो बहुत सारे पेस्ट जो हैं वो इरेडिकेट हो जाते हैं, मर जाते हैं. बहुत सिंपल एक अप्रोच है ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग में. अगर कोई भी बकरी जिस प्लांट को नहीं खाता है, दैट मीन्स द प्लांट हैज़ गॉट सम पेस्टिसाइडल प्रॉपर्टीज. जो भी प्लांट हमारे फार्म में है जिसको गाय जो गोट नहीं खाता है, उसको यूज़ कर सकते हैं, फॉर्मुलेशंस बना के एंड अप्लाई कर सकते हैं प्लांट में. सो दीज आर वन ऑफ द मेथड्स. सो यू कैन ट्रीट गोट एज डॉक्टर गोट फॉर यू टू आइडेंटिफाई द प्लांट्स विच कैन बी यूज फॉर बोटानिकल पेस्टिसाइड्स. प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज, मैंने बताया आपको पहले ही कि सिंथेटिक यूज़ नहीं करते हैं एंड उसको थोड़ी भी मात्रा में यूज़ नहीं करना है. स्टॉकिंग रेट्स ऑफ फार्म एनिमल्स टू अवॉइड पोल्यूशन ऑफ ग्राउंड वाटर. बहुत सारे एनिमल्स को भी फार्म में रखने से पोल्यूशन होती है, सॉइल इरोशन होता है, ओवर ग्रेजिंग होता है, जिससे कि भी बैलेंस जो है वो डिस्टर्ब होता है. तो अप्रोप्रिएट स्टॉकिंग होना चाहिए ऑफ फार्म एनिमल्स. बहुत सारे एनिमल्स को भी रखेंगे तो उसके लिए ग्रास की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, ओवर ग्रेजिंग होगी, उससे भी बैलेंस जो है वो फार्म में डिस्टर्ब होता है. प्रिवेंट ओवर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन ऑफ वाटर रिसोर्सेज, एग्जाम्पल फॉर इरीगेशन. बहुत ज़्यादा इरीगेशन इज ऑल्सो डिट्रीमेंट, इट हैज़ गॉट अ डिट्रीमेंटल इफेक्ट, बैड इफेक्ट ऑन द क्रॉप. सो ये अवॉइड करना चाहिए. एंड अदर नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज, वाइल्ड स्पीशीज़ को भी हम लोग ज़्यादातर सफाई करने के लिए, ज़्यादा क्रॉप कल्टीवेशन करने के लिए हम फॉरेस्ट को जगह में हटा देते हैं, उसको भी ज़्यादा ओवर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन नहीं करना चाहिए. सो दीज आर द 3 सस्टेनेबल. ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग को हम इसलिए प्रमोट करते हैं बिकॉज इट सस्टेन्स द फार्मर्स प्रोडक्शन. द फार्मर कैन सस्टेन हिज एक्टिविटी. फार्मर को हर चीज़ खरीदने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, उसको बाहर से कोई भी केमिकल खरीद नहीं, वो हर चीज़ विद इन द फार्म कर सकता है. प्रोडक्ट प्रोड्यूस भी होती है और उल्टा उसको खर्च भी नहीं होता है, इसलिए इट इज़ नोन एज सस्टेनेबिलिटी ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग. इसके 3 कारण हैं. सस्टेनेबल और कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव टू द फार्मर इज बिकॉज ऑफ 3 फैक्टर्स. वन इज इकोनॉमिक एम्स. नेचुरली वो कुछ खरीदते नहीं है तो उनको प्रॉफिट ही है, जो भी प्रोड्यूस आती है मार्केट में जाता है, ही गेट्स अ बेटर प्राइस फॉर ऑर्गेनिक प्रोडक्ट्स. सोशल एम्स, इसमें क्या होता है कि ऑल वीमेन फ्लोक एज वेल एज द मेन दे वर्क टुगेदर एंड देयर इज अ सोशल अपलिफ्टमेंट, सो इट इज ऑल्सो हेल्प्स इन सोशल अपलिफ्टमेंट. ये सेकेंड क्राइटेरिया है, सोशल एम्स भी इसमें है. इकोलॉजिकल एम्स, एज आई टोल्ड यू कि एनवायरनमेंट को प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं, इसीलिए इकोलॉजिकली ऑल्सो it helps in balancing our biodiversity. So with these 3 aims, the sustainability can be achieved in organic farming. Economic aims को मैं डिटेल में बताऊंगी. लो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स, फार्मर को कुछ भी नहीं खरीदना है, अगर उसको पूरे से तरह पता है कैसे ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग करना है, मैं उसके बारे में बाद में बताऊंगी. वो उसमें स्टैंडर्ड्स आती है, स्टैंडर्ड्स के अनुसार कोई भी फार्मर, व्हेन ए फार्मर फॉलोज द स्टैंडर्ड्स, ही कैन अटेन द सस्टेनेबिलिटी. तो लो इन्वेस्टमेंट है, उसमें ज़्यादा पैसा खर्च नहीं है. इकोनॉमिक वाइबिलिटी, गुड एंड कांस्टेंट यील्ड्स, मतलब उसमें क्या है कि यील्ड जो है वो ज़्यादा उसको मिल रहा है, फार्मर को ज़्यादा मिलता है, इसलिए इकोनॉमिकली इट इज़ वाइबल. एडेड वैल्यू, लो एक्सटर्नल इनपुट्स, ज़्यादा कुछ भी नहीं, अगर नहीं भी मिलता है बायो पेस्टिसाइड या बायो फर्टिलाइजर जो कि अलाउड है ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग में, वो खरीदना भी चाहेगा, वो बहुत ही कम मात्रा में बहुत कम खर्च में खरीद सकता है. गुड वर्किंग कंडीशंस, अच्छी कंडीशंस भी मिलती है फार्मर को, गुड एनवायरनमेंट होता है, उससे बीमारी नहीं होती है, बेस्ट लोकल रिसोर्सेस यूज़ करते हैं. इसीलिए दीज आर द 4 थिंग्स विच टेक केयर ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग. रिड्यूसिंग एक्सपेंसेस, देखिए यहाँ पर कोई केमिकल्स यूज़ नहीं कर रहे हैं फार्मर, ही इज़ यूजिंग वट एवर इज़ अवेलेबल इन द फार्म, मिनिमाइजिंग एक्सटर्नल इनपुट, सो इट हेल्प्स इन इकोनॉमिक गेन्स टू द फार्मर. सोशल एम्स, गुड टेस्ट एंड क्वालिटी. जब आप कोई ऑर्गेनिक कैरेट खाते हैं और नॉर्मल कैरेट खाते हैं, आपको खुद पता चलता है कितना डिफरेंट है टेस्ट में, बिकॉज नो केमिकल्स वर यूज्ड. सो गुड टेस्ट एंड क्वालिटी. सेटिस्फाई लोकल नीड्स, फार्मा की जितने भी रिक्वायरमेंट है वो मीट करता है, और हमारी भी लोकल रिक्वायरमेंट होती है अच्छी क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट खाने की, वो भी करता है. जेंडर बैलेंस, एज आई टोल्ड यू, द फीमेल फ्लोक ऑल्सो वर्क इन द फार्म, सो देर इज़ अ बैलेंस ऑफ जेंडर. फेयर ट्रेड, जो ट्रेड होती है ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग की, दैट फेयर ट्रेड इज़ बीइंग मेंटेन्ड. एंश्योर फूड सप्लाई. रेस्पेक्ट द लोकल कल्चर. जो फार्मर पहले से प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं उसमें कोई डिस्टर्ब नहीं करते हैं, खाली उनको सिखाते हैं हाउ टू फॉलो ऑर्गेनिक नॉर्म्स. इकोलॉजिकल एम्स में आता है फैक्टर्स, एनिमल फ्रेंडली हस्बेंड्री, इकोसिस्टम बैलेंस, हाई सॉइल फर्टिलिटी, क्लीन वाटर, बायोलॉजिकल डाइवर्सिटी, नो केमिकल पोल्यूशन एंड कंजर्व नेचुरल रिसोर्सेस. ये तो मैंने आपको बताया है, जो पहले भी हमने किया है. तो ये सब आप सुने हैं. अब बताइए, इस ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग, जो फार्मर जो केमिकल यूज़ ही नहीं कर रहे थे बहुत सारे रिमोट एरिया में, जैसे कि रेनफेड एरियाज़ हैं, वहाँ पर केमिकल्स अभी तक पहुँचे नहीं हैं, तो वो अपने तरीक़ा से ट्रेडिशनल मेथड ही यूज़ करते हैं. इस ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग, ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, आई वुड से यस, इट इज़ organic farming. It can be considered organic farming, but it has to be upgraded to the methods which are required for sustaining the cultivation. मतलब फार्मर को सस्टेन करने के लिए इसी ट्रेडिशनल मेथड को हमें इसको अपग्रेड करना है by various method, by following the standards. I hope you all have understood this, and we will go into details later, and the course is being implemented. उसमें पूरी डिटेल बताएंगे कैसे करते हैं, कैसे रेसिपीज़ होते हैं, क्या नेचुरल फार्मिंग में यूज़ होती है, हाउ इट डिफर्स फ्रॉम ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, what things have to be added in the traditional method, and so on. I hope you would like this course, and this subject is very interesting. And organic farming ये नहीं है कि only for getting a better return. हमें हमेशा organic farming, as I told you, 4 principles पर dependent है, and we should love to go for organic farming with a passion. You really enjoy it. I hope you do it.
Now I would request you, if time permits, can we go about the organic standards? So just about the organic standards, what are the certification standards?
Okay, well, standards, जैसे हमने पहले बोला, मैं थोड़ा सा पहले इंट्रोड्यूस करूँगी स्टैंडर्ड्स क्या होता है. स्टैंडर्ड्स को जैसे मैंने बताया है, ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग को थोड़ा साइंटिफिक वे में, साइंटिफिक मेथड में, और उसको अपग्रेड करने के लिए हम लोगों ने जो है स्टैंडर्ड्स बनाया है. स्टैंडर्ड इज़ नथिंग डिफ़िकल्ट, एंड इंडिया में उसको नेशनल स्टैंडर्ड्स फॉर ऑर्गेनिक प्रोडक्शन कहते हैं. इससे कहने से हम लोग जो है सिस्टमैटिक अप्रोच अ फार्मर कैन गो अबाउट इट. इसको शॉर्ट में NSOP कहते हैं. सो स्टैंडर्ड्स जो है वो डिफाइंड प्रोडक्शन मेथड, कैसे प्रोडक्शन करना चाहिए, इट डिफाइंस व्हाट आर द थिंग्स वन हैज़ टू डू, एंड क्या मिनिमम रिक्वायरमेंट है ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग में, एंड इसको कैसे इस स्टैंडर्ड को कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट करना चाहिए, यही बताते हैं. सो दिस आर नोन, इसको अंग्रेजी में स्टैंडर्ड बोलते हैं, हिंदी में भी स्टैंडर्ड बोलते हैं. एंड ये जो है पूरी होलिस्टिक, जितना भी हमने सुना है कि क्या क्या करना चाहिए, न्यूट्रिएंट मैनेजमेंट, पेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, देन ऑल दिस थिंग्स आर टेकन केयर इन द स्टैंडर्ड्स. जब स्टैंडर्ड को हम कंपल्सरी करें, जब कोई लॉ बनती है, कोई किसी चीज़ को हम इम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं, उसको कहते हैं रूल, उसको कहते हैं रेगुलेशन. इसीलिए NSOP को हम लोगों ने उसको इंट्रोड्यूस किया है इन इंडिया. इन इंडिया NSOP, नेशनल स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, हैज़ बीन इंट्रोड्यूस्ड फॉर एक्सपोर्ट.
इसी के साथ मैं सबको धन्यवाद कहूँगा, डॉक्टर गौरी को धन्यवाद कहूँगा, जिन्होंने इतना एग्जॉस्टिव एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग और उससे रिलेटेड एस्पेक्ट्स का। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू।